Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Pinocchio. And this is a new 2020 version of the Pinocchio story, which interestingly enough stars Roberto Benigni as Geppetto, who previously had created his own Pinocchio film with him as Pinocchio in the early 2000s, I believe, which did not go over well. This one, it's definitely getting better critic ratings than his previous one. I don't know. This really didn't do it for me. But this is from director Matteo Garrone, who had previously done Tale of Tales, which is another big, elaborate, strange, and creepy, and just all-out absurdist fantasy film. And that's the approach we go with this Pinocchio film. From what I gather, this is definitely accurate to Pinocchio and all of its weirdness. And you have Roberto Benigni, who is Geppetto, and he works a lot better as this like aging, endearing old man who just wants to have a son. And then you have Federico Ailapi, who plays Pinocchio. I have to say it. So many of the designs in this film are unnerving and creepy and just, ugh. It's this uncanny valley that this film tries to capture in Pinocchio and Jiminy Cricket, which looks like just a person's face on this anthropomorphic cricket, and you have giant snails and bird people and chimpanzee people. You have rabbit people and like all of these different humanoid animals with which the effects and the makeup and everything are impressive. It's still unnerving and creepy to watch. And honestly, it really took me out of the film. And this film goes all over this place. It swings wild. And there's definitely the main pieces that you remember from like the classic Disney animated film and other iterations of Pinocchio. But it goes to so many other places that are just like, did we really need to go here? What's the point of this scene? Am I really getting anything out of this? Or was this just an excuse to have even more strange and weird characters to throw at it? And in general, this film feels so overstuffed with all kinds of different things. Even if the production design and the costumes and the makeup, it's really impressive. And the filmmaking's impressive. Matteo Garrone is a talented director who can really realize a fantastical world, and he does. This is really fully realized, and technically it's a well put together film. But from a story perspective, narratively, there just feels like there's so much fat and so many things just hanging there that it's just like, why do we need this scene? Why do we need these characters? And honestly, sometimes it does just feel like an excuse to extend. Like, this is a 2-hour and 5-minute film. Did not need to be 2-hour and 5-minute film. And which, not to compare too much to like the Disney film, but like a lot of those stories are so well paced. It hits its points, it hits it well, and this didn't. It feels long in the tooth, it feels overstretched, the story just dragged out, and there's some pacing issues. There's some just a lack of connection too, because like in many ways, like Pinocchio in this is not terribly likable, and it doesn't even feel like there's like a sense of him being naive to a lot of things. It's just he just feels so like self-absorbed, and just for me, this film didn't really work a whole lot above like the technical aspects or the music, which the music was great. The world building was great, but a lot of that just felt like the sake of world building and not actually advancing the story or developing something interesting. And it feels so all over the place, and tonally all over the place as well. This gets pretty dark. Like, Pinocchio gets hanged or hung. I guess it depends on how you want to define this, if he's a real boy. But you have all of these different things shoved into this film. Benigni does a really fine job, and the supporting cast, they're all committed. to these strange and otherworldly characters. But in the end, I feel like it's trying to do too much and stuffing too much in and focusing too much on style and creatures instead of the narrative and us wanting to really care about this journey that Pinocchio is going on. So for me, there's some merit here, but it didn't totally work for me. But those are my thoughts on this new Pinocchio film. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.